Good day. This is meteorologist Connor Tully at the Fleetweather Ocean Routing Center, New York. It's about 16:30 UTC on June 30th. In this video, I'll give a quick discussion of the tropics in the western North Pacific. Starting out with the Joint Typhoon Warning Center page, we see we have two systems we're now tracking. We have Tropical Storm Chava in the South China Sea and newly designated Tropical Depression 5 east of the Philippines. We'll now examine the two systems on satellite, starting with Chava. As we can see on the imagery, Java is producing organized banding in all quadrants, with the strongest convection near and south of the center. This is to be expected given the warm sea surface temperatures Java is over, and the fact that it is in a low shear environment, with, as you can see on this overlay, light shear is coming out of the north and northeast over the system. As we zoom out to also look at Tropical Depression 5, we can see that that system is far less symmetrical than Java. I can see most of the convection is occurring east of the center of circulation, while the western side is relatively dry. The reason for this, when we switch to water vapor, is due to an upper level low to Tropical Depression 5's north-northwest. This is creating westerly shear over the system that is pushing convection to the east. Meanwhile, dry air on the backside of this upper level low is also affecting the western portion of TD5. Looking ahead with Chava, we do see the system is expected to continue tracking generally to the northwest while strengthening. Around 0Z on the second, the system is expected to peak as roughly a low-end typhoon as it passes east of Hainan Island. Thereafter, the system will continue northwest, making landfall over mainland China late on the second, and then is expected to weaken over land as it turns northward. While models generally agree on this exact scenario, it should be noted that there is some uncertainty on the exact track. For instance, the GEFS ensembles are generally keeping Java on a northwestward track throughout the rest of its lifespan, with most of the ensemble members forecasting it to cross the Leizhou Peninsula. Meanwhile, the Canadian ensembles are keeping Java on more of a north-northwest track until it makes landfall in mainland China. It should be noted that these two models and their ensemble members are the outliers compared to the rest of the models. And the most likely track is likely somewhere in the middle of these two, closer to the JTWC track shown earlier. Now switching over to TD5, we see that this system is also expected to strengthen, as it moves generally to the north-northwest through the second. After it crosses into the East China Sea, it is expected to turn northward and begin to weaken due to cooler waters in the East China Sea, as well as increased wind shear from a trough moving across northern China at that time. As with Java, there is general agreement on this overall scenario. However, there are some key differences in the exact details among the models. For instance, with the GEFS ensembles, most of the members are expecting a further west track compared to the JTWC forecast, further into the East China Sea. The Canadian ensembles, meanwhile, are further east, generally tracking near or to the east of the JTWC forecast. Now we'll close by examining the potential impacts of shipping from these two systems, starting again with Java. Already this system is producing gales and very rough seas of 4 to 6 meters, especially on its eastern side. As the system tracks northwestward and strengthens, this area of gales and very rough seas continues to expand. And by 0Z on the second, some storm force winds, as well as some high seas in excess of 7 meters are possible as the system passes east of Hainan Island. From there, the system is expected to weaken, with conditions easing over the South China Sea as the system pushes inland. Now switching over to TD5 to examine the GFS's projection of this system, we do see as of now it is producing some near gales and a small area of very rough seas on its eastern side, associated with the strongest convection. As this tracks north-northwestward over the next couple of days, it is expected to strengthen, and this area of very rough seas and eventually gales is expected to expand. However, the system is expected to remain lopsided for a while due to the wind shear from the upper level low mentioned earlier. After crossing the Ryukyu Islands and entering the East China Sea, the system is expected to gradually weaken due to the cooler waters and increased shear. And as the system spins down, conditions in the East China Sea will begin to ease as well. This has been meteorologist Connor Tully at the Fleetweather Ocean Routing Center, New York. Thank you for watching. Stay connected and safe.